everybody. This is Angela from Texas, and you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is a show that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today we are joined by our special guest, Big Zay. Thanks for being with us, Big Zay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all for bringing me back.
All right. It's good to have you back. So this week we will give you our picks for both games against the spread and over/under. This week is Championship Sunday. I can't believe it. I know I always say that.
Got here quick.
I know.
Good football.
Yep. I cannot believe it. Last week I went 4-1. El Gato went 3-2. Season record, I'm at 45 wins, 43 losses, 1 push. El Gato's at 43 wins, 45 losses, and 1 push. That Cowboy game was my loss, and that was a tough loss to take. Do you have any comments on last week's games, El Gato?
Yeah, I do. Those, there were some exciting games. Let's take the Bengals and Bills first. Playing in, some nice snowy Buffalo weather. The game, started out really quick for the Bengals. It seemed like they were really going to blow out the Bills, getting up 14-0. But, the Bills withstood that first wave that the Bengals brought and kind of got themselves back in the game. But, as the second quarter and the third quarter moved along, you just knew that particular day, the Bengals were the better team. It seemed like they had, all of the formations that the Bills were trying to throw at them. They were dialed in. They had everything covered. They blitzed Josh Allen quite a bit and threw him off, got him off his spot quite a bit. So overall, the Bengals had an outstanding game plan. As far as the Cowboys and the 49ers, of course, my team lost, and I was really surprised. It's a defensive battle, and I thought it would be. Both defenses are really outstanding. The 49ers, of course, everyone knows they have that outstanding front four. Probably, the best linebackers in the league. Cornerbacks can cover one-on-one, and that frees up everyone else to, play solid defense. But the thing that really surprised me the most in recapping that game was the way Dak performed, giving away the 2 interceptions. He gave away probably 9 points to the 49ers, really was outplayed by a rookie, and that really shocked me.
Disappointing.
Kind of disappointed in that game. But, that's the way it happens. That's the way it goes.
That's football.
That's football.
All right. Well, the first game we're going to go over is the Eagles and the 49ers. The Eagles are favored by 2.5. I'm taking the Eagles in this game. Eagles have been the best team since the start of the season, and that's why they are at home for this game. These are the number 1 and number 2 defenses in the league, and they are both top 5 offenses. With that being said, I have more faith in Jalen Hurts than I do in Brock Purdy. Although Purdy has yet to lose, I'm just waiting for the clock to strike midnight. I'm taking Philly to win by a field goal or more. Eagles fly to the Super Bowl.
I like that.
I'm also going with the under 46.5 in this game. Again, we have the top 2 defenses coupled with 2 young quarterbacks running the offense. With a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, the defenses will shine over the offenses, at least for the first half. So I'm going with the under 46.5. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Well, we kind of almost have the same thoughts. I'm going to go with you on this game. I think the Eagles at minus 2.5, it being a field goal game. And the reason I'm going to take the Eagles on this one, they're at home. They have a solid defense, top 1 or 2, go either way. And their front four has the most sacks in the NFL. And that leads me to Purdy. I don't think Dallas in that last game took full advantage of moving him out of his comfort zone. And his comfort zone was throwing between the hash marks. If you notice last game, anything outside the hash marks just didn't go well for him. So with that in mind, I think the Eagles will scheme where they get him off his spots when he's dropping back, and they're going to have him maybe have it roll out maybe in the opposite direction of to his left, and scheme that way. And I think the Eagles are gonna cause a big problem for Purdy. So I'm gonna take the Eagles at minus 2.5. As far as the over/under at 46.5, with this being probably a defensive game, a field position game, a touchdown or less type of ball game, I'm going to go ahead and go with the under of 46.5. So Eagles minus 2.5 and the under at 46.5.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Big Zay?
This game is everybody knows I'm an Eagle fan. Everybody knows I'm a pretty big Eagle fan.
How big an Eagle fan?
Tell us.
Literally and figuratively. They don't know for no reason.
All right.
That's neither here nor there. But anyway, I mean, the more I look into this game, 49ers, they kind of scare me. They have a tough and great defense. They can play both they can play the pass and the run. Bosa is a complete monster. McCaffrey, that's a dog in the backfield. Of course, you got Debo. And Purdy, he can be the next Tom Brady. But that's a big psych for me because let me tell you why, baby. The Eagles, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles, we are going to show the world that we are for real. We've been getting disrespected this past week with a couple of things. One, by Debo saying that he can just walk into the link. It ain't a loud stadium. We playing louder. That's number one disrespect. And I think the other disrespect is our star defensive player, Hassan Reddick, did not get chosen as a nominee for the Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh.
I'll let the fans check the stats on that, and they'll understand what I'm talking about. But, man, this is an East Coast versus West Coast battle. Y'all remember, this is before, I guess I was still in diapers, the Tupac and Biggie, the East Coast versus West Coast. And I'm Biggie all the way, baby. I'm Biggie all the way. East Coast, baby. The Eagles, we are going to rip. We are going to bring it. I have a great feeling about the game. The 49ers defense has not seen a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' arm is actually pretty underrated, in my opinion. Everybody knows about his running game. It's unstoppable. This past game, he showed all the people saying, oh, he's coming in with a hurt shoulder, blah, blah, blah. He showed them that they were completely wrong. I believe he started the game with a bomb downfield. A.J. Brown last game, he had a terrible game, bad game. Historically, when he has bad games, he follows it up with a good game. So I got the Eagles taking this one. Eagles defense, they're going to get to the great Brock Purdy. And not to sound like a Cowboy fan, but in the past, Jalen Hurts did beat Brock Purdy in a pretty close matchup. But I'm not going to sound like a Cowboy fan and talk about the past. I know it's the present, so with that being said, I got the Eagles winning and covering, of course, and I also have the over. And the reason why I have the over is because I think the Eagles' offense is gonna take it up a notch, even better than last week. So fly, Eagles, fly, all the way to Zona. Yes,
All right.
All right.
I like it. Well, the next game we're going to talk about is the Bengals versus the Chiefs. The Bengals are getting 1 point in this game. It has been going back and forth. It was a pick'em, but I believe today's line, it is Bengals getting 1. This game I really struggled with. I'm not sure how limited Mahomes will be since he likes to do most of his damage out of the pocket. But if anyone can scheme up an offensive game plan for his hobbled quarterback, it is Andy Reid. He is an offensive genius. I'm going to go with the odds on this, and that is Burrow will not beat Mahomes 4 times in a row. I'm also going to go with the under 48 points in this game. Even though we have 2 top offenses, both defenses have been playing lights out, and the temperature may play a factor given it will be 11 degrees. What are your thoughts, Big Zay?
For this game, for me, it really starts and ends with Joe Burrow and his play. I think Joe Burrow and their passing game is just, I think it's going to be a little bit too much for the Chiefs to handle. With that being said, I do have the Bengals taking this game. I have it as also the over. I think these are two high-powered offenses. I think points will be scored. I think the Bengals running game is a very underrated part of their game. Mixon and Pirine both run really hard. A couple freight trains back there in the backfield, and a little note too. Shout out to Samaje Pirine. He's actually a Pflugerville kid from Hendrickson High School, so that's kind of cool and pretty cool to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and also you said about the weather, it is going to be a cold game. Joe Burrow is actually 8-0 in 40-degree or below weather. So that's
an interesting stat.
Yeah.
You got to take that in consideration, but it is in his name. You can't say Joe Burrow without saying Burr. So
I like that.
I love Joe Burrow and the Bengals in this game. So yeah, give me the Bengals.
All right. So Big Zay is going with the Bengals and the over. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, this is one I've been going back and forth because I don't quite know or really, I don't think anyone knows other than the players with the Chiefs and the trainers know exactly the health condition of Mahomes and how that ankle or lower leg is going to hold up or even perform in the game. But Mahomes is Mahomes. I mean, he's better than most quarterbacks with two healthy legs. So, this game I struggle going back and forth. Both offenses, are electrifying. They kind of match up pretty evenly offensively. If you look, they both have good sets of running backs. They both rely on two. They both have really good tight ends, and both teams really have really good number one and number two wide receivers. The only thing I'll give the advantage is the KC has a more consistent offensive line. Although the Bengals really played well last week, they're playing with two new starters, although they have 2 or 3 games under their belt now, so they should be okay there. But they're evenly matched offensively. On the defensive side, they both they're not ranked in the top of anyone's stats. So they're kind of middle of the road, I think, and it's going to be, I think, tough to stop each other. It's going to be a chess match. I will take the over on this one, the over 48, and with this game, being a ticket to the Super Bowl, evenly matched, every point is going to matter, I think, in this game, obviously, right? So with that said, even though it's a 1 point up with the Bengals at +1, I'm going to take the team with the healthier quarterback as of right now. Is all we know. Burrow's healthier. And with them getting 1 point as of right now, Angela, you mentioned it was a pick 'em earlier. It could move back that way by the time Sunday comes. But I'm going to take the Bengals at +1. And I expect both offenses to perform and push that point to the over 48. I think it's going to be a really exciting game.
So, do you have a bonus bet for us, El Gato?
The bonus bet, I'm gonna pick a money line parlay, a 2-team money line parlay, and for those that do friendly wagering, all your team has to do is just win. There's no spread involved. In this case, I'm gonna take the parlay take the Bengals to win and San Francisco to win. I'm going to put a little bit of money down, hopefully get a big payoff. I haven't quite looked at what the payoff is, but I imagine when I put the bet down, picking the underdogs to win outright will be a good payoff. So I'm going to go San Francisco to win, Bengals to win, and parlay those on a 2-team money line.
All right, sounds good. Do you have a bonus bet for us, Big Zay?
Yes, I do have a bonus bet. I'm going to take the total points first half for the Niners and Eagles game. Right now, it's sitting at 23.5. Both of these offenses, I think, will put up more than that. Being the over, the Eagles are notoriously known for having strong first halves and kind of slowing it down the second half. But when we do have a great first half, we have a great first half. So I think 23.5 would definitely be met and be well over. So that's my bonus bet.
All right.
3.5. I like that one.
Sounds good. All right. Do you have any final comments for us, El Gato?
Well, only that, of course, it's championship week. This is to go to the big show, the big game that all teams play for. They work starting from June or July, starting the off season, they go through the preseason and then the grind of the regular season just to get to this point. And of course, I'm expecting and hoping we have some good competitive games, and hopefully all the players just leave it all on the line, leave it all on the field, and have some good football. I'm really looking forward to this Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have any final comments for us, Big Zay?
Just to piggyback off what Gato said, it's going to be it's a great slate of football. I mean, these are two great games. These are four great teams. They well deserved. It's going to be an awesome day of football on Sunday. Hopefully, my Eagles will fly all the way to Arizona and get the job done. So that's just super excited, ready for it, and pretty sad that football's coming to an end. But this is really some of the most exciting football being played. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited as well.
Right. And thank y'all again for having me as well. Thank y'all.
Thanks for being with us. I'm glad you agreed to join us again. Thank you for listening to 5 Picks and a Chick. Be sure to tell your friends about us. Also, hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Again, thank you, Big Zay, for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, make sure to join us in 2 weeks when we give you our Super Bowl picks. As always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, break.